Well, we're talking a little about Norm Macdonald today, and I had not heard this. You know, Norm Macdonald, who died yesterday, stunningly, because he had had a battle with cancer that he didn't tell anybody about. Only even closest friends and family didn't even know. 9 years he had been going through cancer treatment. Passed away yesterday, 61 years old. He was, I had never seen this before, he was a big guest on late-night TV shows. They loved having him on Letterman and Conan and those shows. And once he was on with Conan O'Brien. He was on the guest couch when a woman named Courtney Thorne-Smith, the actress, was on. And she was promoting.
She was a much bigger star.
Yeah, she was.
She was on Melrose.
She was a big star. That's right. Courtney Thorne-Smith is on. And she is promoting a movie she's making with Carrot Top. And so
she left Melrose Place.
Yeah.
To make a movie.
I remember her now.
She's on with Carrot Top. And so Conan is interviewing her, and Norm Macdonald is beside her. And Conan starts talking about the movie with Carrot Top.
Why a movie with Carrot Top?
He was great. He did a wonderful job.
Do you have a scene where you and him embrace?
Yeah, lots of making out. Nothing but making out.
All right.
It's like 9.5 weeks, but Carrot Top.
Is it called 9.5 seconds? Like he's premature.
We got it.
You know, what's the movie going to be called? Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Is that the greatest line? Because when he said that, he's like, do something with that. Chairman of the board, I thought, what can you do with that?
Yeah.
And that
Got it.
absolutely brilliant from Norm Macdonald yesterday. And now everybody came in, you know, Adam Sandler, Conan O'Brien, David Letterman, Jon Stewart. The list goes on and on.
Oh, yeah.
Seth
Every
Rogen.
comic that I've ever seen on social media has mentioned it.
They love him.
And I don't know if you have this clip, because then we have he was always on TV, but one of the clips he did years ago, he was talking about people battling cancer. Do you have that?
I've not seen that, no. Is he talking about battling
He
cancer?
talked about battling cancer, and he said, you know, he said, even if you die, he said, it's still a draw, because cancer dies too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cancer didn't win the battle.
Cancer didn't win.
It's a draw.
He always kind of saw things slightly differently,
Yeah.
which was that's quite a gift.
That is what comedians loved about him. These guys, they just love, you know, comics.
Yeah, and Letterman said it in one of his tweets. He said, I don't want to use the phrase twinkle in his eye.
Mm-hmm.
But he really had that. He always looked like he was having fun.
And Letterman said, everyone will say this, he was always up to something, you weren't sure of what it was, and then all of a sudden he'd just level you with something really hilarious. Biggie just said something.
You could never quite figure it out.
Biggie said a minute ago, we were talking about these Murdoch murders down in South Carolina. And in the last segment, we mentioned the guy, the patriarch of the family, was found with a bullet wound to the head, but he wasn't dead. He survived it. And now it's coming out that he paid a guy to kill him. And
Allegedly.
That's what they're saying. Yeah, he said, allegedly he paid a guy to kill him, and the guy didn't get the job done. He's still laying there. And Biggie said, can you imagine laying there on the side of the road? You're supposed to be dead, and instead you've just got this gaping hole in your head.
Now I'm bleeding.
You're like trying to signal the guy back, like, come back.
You want to finish
it?
You missed.
Hello.
Now, like, well, oh my, well, crap.
Please see my raised arm.
What am I supposed
Still
to
writhing.
do? Exactly.
What's up with just the one bullet?
Jeez, you run off now?
Yeah.
Make sure it's
It's the
done.
last time I hire a meth head to kill me.
Well, because I'm sure in the EMS they're like, we got you just in time, Mr. Murdoch.
Oh, hell. What am I? What gives here?
Don't worry, you will live.
You're going to pull through.
God.
Just in time for the charges.
The absolute worst. I must have been. After I heard the Norm Macdonald news, you know, I was a fan, like so many people were, and then I turned over and watched a friend of ours who does something at the end of his show. He does a local TV news show, and he does something at the end of it called My Two Cents.
Yeah.
Moved me to tears yesterday. His name is Eric Chilton, and he was talking about going back to a 70th high school reunion. He did it so
He's
well.
not that old.
No, he's not. He's old now. He's older than you think. He looks young. And when he said, I went back to a 70th high school reunion, I said, man, time really flies. No. Somebody invited him to speak at a 70th high school reunion, and he...
Louder!
Who's this whippersnapper?
Are you Genie's son? No. I'm the speaker.
Look, time it can be very
That's
cool.
right.
There can't be too many people at a 70th high school reunion.
14. There were 14 people at the 70th high school reunion. Now they're 88 years old. You know, they graduate 18, 70th high school reunion. So he goes and he speaks at it. And I thought, well, this is good, but because he started by saying this is an emotional my 2 cents for me. He was welling up with tears. And he starts doing the comments about the people who were there and everything. And then he drops the bomb. His father used to teach at the school, and they had him there because they were such a fan of his
they were
father.
his father's students.
Yes. And then he showed yearbooks where his father had written, you did a great job, and signed his name and everything. And he started welling up, and then I'm welling up.
Oh, no.
On the couch. I mean, I just got in the Norm Macdonald news. Now I see this. I texted him.
Louder!
New phone. Who's this?
I texted him, and I said,
Are you Genie's son? Jesus, no.
I'm Eric. I did. I texted him. I said, that's the most beautiful my 2 cents that I've ever seen. Usually the my 2 cents is, oh, what's going on with social media?
Yeah.
That kind of
The
stuff.
Rubik's Cubes. I can't figure them out.
Right. But this time, it really hit me. I watch them. Each anchor gets a chance to do
2 cents.
their 2 cents at the end of they rotate. And I said to myself, we've got to start doing this on this show. We have to start ending this show with a my 2 cents. I guess when Chris Demm speaks, it'll be louder. Are you Genie's son?
No, my name is Chris Demm. I'm host of this show.
Anyway, he did the my 2 cents, and I just wrote him, and I said, that was the most beautiful my 2 cents. It almost makes me feel bad for saying no to every single speaking engagement I'm asked to go
Every
to.
one of them.
Yes. Every single one.
How much did they paid you nothing?
And you went and spoke. I mean, that was really a beautiful thing. And right on the heels of that, this woman, I saw this morning, she was moved to tears. So I was moved to tears twice yesterday. First by the Norm Macdonald news, then by the my 2 cents. And then I saw this woman today who was watching a plane land, a jumbo jet, and she thought it was so beautiful. She just goes out, I guess, to the airport and watches jets land.
Where?
She's moved to tears. This was in Florida. She goes to an airport in Tampa and sees the jet land and literally starts crying.
Oh my God, it's so huge.
It's a jumbo jet.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is reminds.
She sounded like she was under it.
Some people do that.
I know.
Oh my God.
Was it a 747?
Yes, the large
You don't
jet.
see those very often.
No. She reminds me of the double rainbow guy. Who sees the rainbow.
yeah.
The double rainbow
All
all
the
the
way.
way. And he was moved to
He was
tears.
moved to tears.
Yes, he was. And she was moved to tears by that. And it was just, it blew her away. Now, the other entertainment news today, and of course, the Norm Macdonald news is the biggest and on the forefront. But Chris Demm says there are whispers now that Jack Nicholson may be entering his final days, that he's got dementia.
Been wondering where he was.
Haven't seen him in a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, and the news is today, let me get it exactly right. A lot of his friends are saying,
Off the record, are these just sources?
Yep, off the record, sources are saying he hasn't been in a movie, I didn't realize, since 2010. And he's basically disappeared.
Well, how old is Mr. Nicholson?
84. And he's disappeared since 2018. Nobody's really seen him.
Because he was still going to Lakers games and stuff.
That's
He
the
was
last
still out
time he
and
was
about.
seen. That's the last time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At a Lakers game. His last movie was a romantic comedy, How Do You Know, starring Reese Witherspoon and Owen Wilson in 2010. But he hasn't been seen since 2018 at a Lakers game, courtside with other celebrities. But now they're saying he recently sold his biggest house. He's moved into a smaller place, and a lot of people are saying he's got dementia, and it's the point where they're getting ready for his final days, Jack Nicholson. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate it. And, you asked how old he was. He's 84, so that means he did his last movie at, what would that be, 73, 11 years ago. I thought he was older than that. I thought he was older than 84.
I thought it was closer to 90.
I did too. He the last movie that really moved the needle for him was with Morgan Freeman, The Bucket List. That was 07. So that's 14 years ago he did that movie. Last time seen at the Staples Center, front row with his son Ray, but that's been a while now, and he started selling off his property. I hate it. He's one of the greats.
I have to say, he's probably one of the biggest stars in Hollywood history. I think he goes up there with whoever the bigger names are, the Clark Gables and the. I mean, he just ranks up there as one of the.
I do too.
One of the best.
And different generations know him too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
He had hit movies through everything.
Absolutely.
Through all the years.
I had an argument a year ago with my friend Coop, who's a big movie buff, about the movie A Few Good Men. And I don't love it. But he said, yeah, but there's something about it, and Nicholson makes it so great. We got into a shouting match.
Can I ask the circumstances?
We were at the beach together.
A little of this.
A little under the influence.
We got into a shouting match.
Yeah, a little nighttime argument.
I'm not going to comment on the specifics, and please, those watching on camera, ignore the smoky movement. That Biggie did. The smoky.
Yeah, you can't bring them along to the beach.
Okay.
Even Myrtle Beach cops frown on that.
Yeah. You two wedged between two dunes. Nicholson, man. What a talent, man. Overrated. What?
Overacts. Overacts.
Yeah.
I'm going to see If You Good Men.
Some old man yelling at you guys. I can smell the weed. You kids getting high again out there? In between my dunes?
I'm going to apologize to him because I've recently seen A Few Good Men, and it's better than I thought it was. And Nicholson does make it.
A rewatching. Interesting.
Yeah, it was on up on Pop the other day on that network.
Oh, it's on every channel.
Yeah, it's on for like 4 hours long.
It's on. Yeah, that marathons almost every weekend.
I watched it and I thought, yeah, he's right. Nicholson really is so good in it. And it's just brilliant. That movie's almost 30 years old. So if he's 84 now, he's like 55 then, 54 when he's making that movie.
Yeah, and what's he in? Maybe 4 scenes?
Yeah, quick.
He's a courtroom scene, a Cuba scene.
That's about it. That's exactly right.